What a wonderful day to wake up and make some money and jump on my Segway. I might film the entire coffee segment on a Segway. Why not? Let's go and get the milk. Oh, actually, you can come with me because here we go. Boom. Wow, look at this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me just get the milk. I think we're good. I think we're good here. So, something I wanted to share today, which when I heard it, it made a lot of sense, like a ton of sense. I need to just check if this is recording. Let me just go around. Meow. Right. So let's make a coffee. Oh, baby, that smells good, boy. I need to figure out when my cleaners are coming because I don't plan on cleaning, so I need to figure out when they come in. That's actually the first thing I need to do before I make a coffee, because I don't know if they come in today. And they've not messaged me back. Oh, great. I'll just cry and live in a dirty house. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I'll just cry. Yeah, it's fine. But grandparents are coming over today. Should always make time to see your family. So they're going to come up and cook a nice dinner. It's Sunday. Why are you beeping? The fuck? Why is it beeping? Why is my Segway broke? Why is my Segway broke? If this shit dies or some shit. What the fuck? That was so weird. Maybe... Bruh, don't piss me off. Oh, what the fuck? Why is it throwing me off? No way it's dead. I charged it all night. Oh, bro, do not buy a zinc Segway. What the fuck? I'm buying a new Segway. This is dog shit. What the fuck is going on? I don't understand why it's beeping. Is it when you reverse? Nah, it wouldn't have reverse cameras on it, would it? Well, we're just going to bin this off for now. I wanted to do the full coffee segment on a Segway, but if it's going to be a twat, then, you know, it is what it is. It didn't choose his fate, I did. But yeah, as I was saying, my grandparents are coming up today. I think they're going to cook like a nice dinner. Obviously, I'm going to be controlling the ingredients. So yeah, we'll probably have a dinner, and I've got a ton of work to do today. So I've got a mentorship call today. So, you know, if you guys want to come along and take part, feel free. I'll show you guys some parts of the call. These are my regular Sunday calls. Just, you know, catch up with my clients, see what they need. I'll probably start planning and see if there's anything I can like bring the most value to in particular based off what people have been saying the last like couple of weeks, just getting a gauge of like where everyone's at, and then seeing if there's a few things I could really talk about at the start of today's call that can add a lot of value to a ton of people. Then we'll also do some like just general Q&A stuff. And so, yeah, I'll show you guys some snippets of that call, and you can get some value from it as well. But that's main priority. Second priority is I've got to plan the setters training, because I'm hiring new setters for my company, as you guys have probably seen on my story. And so I need to train them. And so the first training is going to take place on Monday. I've hired like 8 setters for now, but those 8 setters have to go through like a 2-week trial period first, where they go through training and we vet them, and make sure that they're actually a good fit for the team. So, it's very unlikely that we'll actually have 8 setters. I'd say probably out of those 8, there'll probably be 2 really good ones, and then 1 or 2 that are okay. So, the plan is to keep 4 on, and then just see where that goes. The hiring parts of the business is one of the most key aspects to a business, because if you can hire right, your business can grow exponentially. I would arguably say one of the most important things about growing a business is hiring. Like, if you hire wrong, or you don't hire fast enough, or you don't hire big enough, or you don't hire talented enough people, that can be such a bottleneck of your business. But it's one of those bottlenecks that a lot of people don't realize. So a lot of people just think, I just need to keep doing the work, or keep doing more, or keep being in the trenches, or just keep trying to be busy in my business instead of working, and keep working in my business instead of working on my business. And so a lot of people never realize that hiring is actually their bottleneck. And so if I could go back and tell my younger self something, it would be that hire faster and hire talent straight away. Like, don't hire people that you've got to have no experience in the role that you're hiring for, right? So when I'm hiring setters, the one thing I'm looking for, if on the qualifying process in the Loom video they send me of themselves, they say they don't have any experience and blah blah blah. I don't care who you are, whatever it is, there's no way I'm hiring you, because it would take way too much time for me to teach you from ground zero up to get you up to scratch, right? So you want to look for actual good talent. So I would rather, if I could go back and tell my younger self something, it would be don't be afraid to give up equity, and don't be afraid to spend a lot of money hiring the right talent. So you could hire someone for cheap. This is where the majority of new business owners make the mistake. They go for cheap labor instead of good labor. And so I would rather pay someone, let's just say I'm hiring a media buyer for my company. I would rather pay that media buyer $10K a month, who's experienced, that's run ads for big companies, that knows what he's doing, that's going to bring me a massive ROI, not only on my time but on my business, than have an intern, or have someone, or pay someone 1K, 2K, or barely anything, or performance, that have no idea what they're doing, or maybe new, or maybe don't have a lot of experience. I'm always looking for the most talented people. That's why I'm able to grow so fast. And so giving up pieces of the pie early on to other talented people, and paying talented people a lot of money to get them on your side, is the winning formula. If I could pick one thing, I would say it's that. It's not going and splashing more money on marketing, more money on sales. I would say the 2 most important things is hiring right, and actually taking care of your clients. So actually delivering results for your clients, actually putting your clients as number 1 priority, because that way you're not always on the hamster wheel of trying to find new clients all the time. Because you could literally have, if you do an insanely good job for your clients, you could literally have 10 clients that would pay you X amount for the rest of your life, and you'd be good for the rest of your life, right? Because they're going to keep paying you, because what you keep delivering is so valuable. So you want to make it unreasonable for your clients not to succeed. And this is me talking mainly about the coaching business, but also this applies to the modeling agencies as well, right? You want to make it unreasonable for your clients not to succeed. And so it's way better to focus on having 1, 2 models, and scale them up to 6 figures a month, and have 30, 40 models doing 2 to 5K a month that leave, and you've got to find a new one, and leave, and you've got to find a new one because they get unhappy, or because they're not hitting the goals they want, because you can't put as much focus into them, right? And so I would always focus on quality over quantity. So the 2 most important things about running a successful business, I would say, no marketing, no sales. Yeah, they play vital roles to get known, to get attention. But I would say the most key parts and the skills that, if I could have told my younger self to learn earlier, is hiring correctly, and not being afraid to, if you've got 30 grand in your business bank and you go and spend 25 grand hiring talent, just know that if you hire right, that 25 grand you spent will be a way better return on investment than you go and drop in 25 grand on marketing, for example, right? Because you can keep marketing, you can market and market, you can market till you die, and you can keep bringing new customers, but then you're always in the rat race of chasing new customers, bringing new customers on, customers leave, find new customers. You're always finding customers, you're always finding new clients, right? And so it's way easier, way better, way more sustainable to just focus on being really good at hiring talent for your business, and just having your clients as number one priority, right? Which is why I don't sell a course. Like I don't like the idea of a course because you can't dictate people's results. You can't make it unreasonable for them not to succeed because there's no involvement. You make the video series once and that's it. So like some people will go through the course and do well, some people will go through the course and do terrible, but you can't guarantee the success, right? Which is why we have like more tailored consulting solutions where we work with people that want to start agencies, that already have agencies one-on-one, and every deal is slightly different, right? We take equity. Well, that's what we're mainly moving to now, is moving to the equity model, like looking to take, for example, 15% of people's agencies plus like a small setup fee, just for us to obviously be invested in them and in their growth. But we obviously got to pick wisely. So we're not like looking to like really scale and just take on a ton of different clients. We want to pick like the clients that we actually think would be a good fit to work with us, and then make it unreasonable for them not to succeed, right? And so like we've already scaled our agency. We know how to get an agency to 500K a month agency revenue, not inflow revenue, not model revenue, like 500K a month for the agency. We know how to do that. And so we can show people how to do that as well. And so we're still always, and the thing is, we're still growing our agency. So we're still very active in the agency space. Jack and Adam are my eyes and ears. They're a lot more active than me, because they're on the front lines of the agency game right now. And so they connect in with other agency owners, they're seeing what's going on, and we're always getting together, we're always keeping up to date. And so because we still run the agency and then we also coach people, we can give everyone the latest insights to the industries. And one thing I'm really good at is seeing trends early. And so, yeah, I didn't even know where I was going with that, but I just kind of went on a thing. But the point was, if there's like two things to know when it comes to scaling a business, is really focus on your clients is the most important thing. Really focus on giving results and value to your clients, which is why a lot of people, don't do well, is because they just only think about themselves. They only think about how that person can benefit them. They only think about the money that person's going to give them. Yes, I closed a 5K deal, or I closed a model on 50% that's making 5K a month, and I'm just going to take 2.5K and not deliver results. So this guy's just give me 5K and I'm just going to give him some shitty course I made once that provides no value, but I've told him that it's going to solve all his problems. Like, I don't know how those people sleep at night. Like, I need to go above and beyond for the people that trust me, because it takes years to build a reputation, but you can ruin a reputation like that, right? And so those are the two most important things, is really focusing on your clients is above all else, that pay you money. Like, that should be above all else. And then hiring the right talent to help service those clients, to help bring more clients, to, all different aspects of the business, to do admin, to do marketing, to do content, to do, like, there's tons of different positions obviously that you'd hire for depending on what business you're in. But I would say those are the most two important skills. And I'm still learning the hiring part. Like, I'm not the most amazing hirer in the world. That's like something that's the skill I'm learning and trying to get good at now, is like finding those unicorns and getting them on my team early on. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And, yeah, I've got 8 setters that have been hired that all have experience, that all sound really promising. And I mean, that's the plan, is to train them. There's no water in the coffee machine. But there was something that I have this section on my phone called Life's Notes, and I just write notes. Sometimes I'll watch podcasts and write notes on the podcast. Sometimes they'll just be thoughts of mine. But something I wanted to share, because I don't know if everyone, like, I was thinking last night again, like, when I make this coffee segment, was something that I can share that can provide value to people. And a lot of you guys might already heard this analogy, but I just remember, like, when I heard it, it would, like, really, like, change my perspective and open my eyes to a lot of things. And I'm going to, like, try and do something like this every morning, where I just give, like, valuable insights to start the day. And the thing that I wrote down is, I've got so many notes on here that I want to be discussing over the next, 365 days. Like, I've literally wrote so many notes of, like, things that I want to discuss. And like I said, I have this section on my phone called Life's Notes. And it's like all the things that I've heard, or that I've thought of, or that I've found true to believe through experience, or from other people that I've spoke to. It's like a culmination of all my thoughts. Like, this notes section is worth fucking a lot of money. And so, like, I want to share something from my notes, like, every day. And like the thing that I wanted to share today is it's a story, right? And the story is two men wake up one morning. There's a rainstorm on. One looks out of his window and sees the rainstorm and he says, wow, what a storm. With weather like this, they can't expect me to go out to make sales. So he stays home. The same morning, the other guy looks out of his window and sees the same storm and says, wow, what a storm. But he says, you know what? With weather like this, what a great day to go out and make sales. Most everybody will probably be home, especially the salesman. So see, that's the difference in how your life works out. It's not what happens, it's what you do. So use one of the key questions you should be asking yourself. Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that will make a change in your life's direction? What are you going to do starting tomorrow that will make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow, that'll make a difference. That'll make a difference. Guess what? It's going to be the same. And see, now that way you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Just look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are going to be like the last 5 unless you, which is the major key, you, tomorrow, change your all. Or change a little. Or change something. Or don't change at all. It's your choice. You can do wherever you want, but it's nice to know that any day you decide, you can change your whole life. So what can you do tomorrow that will change your life? Good question. My personal advice to you would be, this year, 2024, reach down inside of you and come up with some more of them remarkable human gifts because they are waiting to be utilized. And then change anything for you want to change. And I challenge to do that because you can change. If you don't like how life is for you, change it. If it doesn't suit you, change it. If it doesn't fulfill you, change it. If it isn't enough, change it. And I challenge you to do that because you can change. See, you don't ever have to be the same again after listening to this. Only by choice. So if you don't like your present address, change it. You're not a fucking tree. And I remember a year in I want to say 3 years ago, and I just remember like going over it and over and over and over it, like just rewatching it. And like there were so many things I needed to change in my life. And so I remember watching that video and literally, like, you can literally see I've got goosebumps right now because it was like a defining moment for me. And maybe that doesn't do anything for you, but for me, like, it really like started to change the way I looked at everything. And so if you've already changed and you're already developing a strong mindset, maybe it's too late for you to hear that advice. But like, I remember when I heard it 3 years ago, and there was still a lot of stuff I needed to change, but I was on this self-development journey anyway. I'd already been like 2 years through my journey at that point. But I remember hearing it 3 years ago and thinking, fuck, if I had heard that when I was like 16, like I'd be even further ahead, because that was my biggest fear, was to change. And I always used to tell people, and I used to reaffirm this belief to everyone in school: I hate change. I'm not a big fan of change. That's a belief I had my entire life that never served me. And it was only when I was probably 19, 20, maybe 18, my time's a bit messed up on that, but when I started to like really change, that I was like, started to have to reaffirm that I actually do like change. I actually love change. Actually, change is my best friend. Like, change is good. Like, I used to look at change in a negative light, right? And I looked at it that way for probably 18 years of my life. And so that was a belief that I had to change. I just remember hearing that and like having goosebumps and being like, wow, this is like some of the best advice I've ever heard. And so like, it just shows that you can, if you decide to change, like, you really can. But I think people are scared to change, right? And it goes back to the Tony Robbins quote, is whether the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And so when the pain of staying the same does become more than the pain of change, that's when you inevitably change, right? But it doesn't have to get there. You can change right now if you decide. And that can be anything. It doesn't have to be change to become an entrepreneur. It can be any change in your life, whether you need to start getting in the gym, whether you need to start eating clean. You can literally, you're in full control. You're not a fucking tree. You can literally go and change right now. And so you've got all that power. It's just what you do with it, right? Again, like they said, you have all these remarkable human gifts, and so use them, right? And I just remember hearing that, and it just made a lot of sense, because I think as entrepreneurs, we're on this lonely road, right? It's a very dark road. Whereas the other road, the road everyone's on, is well lit. The navigation equipment works. They're in an autopilot, in a Tesla, loving life, cruising, knowing exactly where they're going. And it's just a straight road the entire way. Whereas the road that we're on, the entrepreneur path, is a dark road. It's a very lonely road. There's a lot of twists and turns. There's potholes. You get flat tires. The navigation equipment doesn't work. You have no directions. You have no idea where you're going. And fuck, sometimes there's even crashes. And that's the road that we're on. And at the end of that road, there's a very bright light and a very bright tunnel. And that's the life that you want. And it's the person that you could be is on the other side. And so the people on the easy road will never experience that. Their life will always be the same. It will be very mundane, and they will just live by like NPCs. They will just get by, and they'll live a happy, fulfilled, maybe decent life, maybe never fulfilled. And the road that we're on is a very hard path, but at the end of it is a very bright light. And so, yeah, right now, if you're going down that road, like, just stick to it, because it's worth it at the end. Because a lot of people never make the journey. A lot of people have their first crash on that dark road, and that's it. Or they get their first flat tire, or they hit their first pothole, or they just, as soon as they lose direction, that's it. They give up and quit, and they jump straight back over. They do a U-turn, and they turn around and go back on the light road that everyone goes on, right? And so you don't want to be that person. And because I promise, like, the hard path molds the person that you want to be. All the hardships, all the scars, that's what makes for an interesting person. That's what makes for the interesting version of you, right? Like, I don't want to know the you that is been babied their whole life, that has no interest in stories, that has not been through any hardship, that has just had it all easy for him. I don't want to know that you, because you're not interesting to me. I want to know the you that has all the battle scars, that's been through all the hardships, that's been down this dark road, that's grew a ton, that's very interesting, very dynamic. That's the you that I want to know. But to become that version of you, you've got to go through the journey, and it's not going to be easy. And you've got to stick that dark road out, and that's just how it is. So, that's just a little insight that I thought I wanted to share. Because again, I'm just always thinking of this series of what could I have. I feel I'm talking to you guys as if I would talk to my younger self. And it doesn't matter if you're older watching this. It doesn't matter if you're 40 years old. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at. It does, as if you're not happy in life, like, you can change it. And just, you might think, oh, why is this 22-year-old giving me life advice like I'm 40? It's not about the age. Age doesn't mean shit. You can gain wisdom pretty fast, and I'm not here to be on my high horse and act like I'm super wise, but I've been through a lot, and I've been on this journey for 5 years, and so these are my insights for 5 years. I'm not a billionaire. I haven't got millions of dollars in the bank. I'm pretty successful. I make a good amount of money, and these are just my insights. And 5 years from now, I'll be a complete different person, and I'll have a lot more insights and a lot more wisdom. But this is the current wisdom I've got. And so feel free to take it on board. This type of stuff has got me to where I'm at, and so I hope it serves you well on your journey, right? And I don't just want to share mindset stuff. Like, I don't just want to share personal development stuff. I do want to share like valuable business, like the technical side stuff as well. But the thing is, personal development done right is one of the most important things you could possibly do, because your level of income will never far exceed your level of personal development. So what does that mean? What that means is, if you go and somehow manage to make maybe a bunch of money. Maybe, let's just say you catch a crypto pump and you get lucky and you make £1 million. Now you're a millionaire, you're rich, right? If you're not someone that can make that £1 million, if you're not personally developed, if you're not at that level, even though you might think you are because there's a bit of delusion, I fucking promise you, I guarantee you that you will lose all that money and it will come straight back down, because you have the inner world, you have the outer world, you have the skills, you have the personal inner self, right? Like, you can have the external world go up there, but if the inner world's still down here, it's going to come back down. And so it's way more important to have this up here, and the financial side and the external side can be down here. But eventually, if you're up here on the personal development side and you've developed your inner self, you've done trauma trigger therapy, you've done NLP, you've looked into your inner child, right? If you're up there, eventually your income's going to come up here to match. And that's where you want to be. You don't want to be like down here, because that's going to happen all the time. Like, you might make some money and you're going to lose it. Make money, lose it. You'll always be on this cycle. Your level of income will never far exceed your level of personal development. Again, it might take a lucky jump, but it's going to come straight back down if you don't become the person that can make this kind of money. So that's so fucking true. Like, I really can't stress how true that is. You might not believe me, but I fucking promise you that belief, if you don't believe me, then you're going to find out the difficult way. And it's as simple as that, because it's true it was so true for me when it played out like that. I've also just realized that these morning talks, I'm sacrificing my time for you guys to give you this information, because usually before I started doing this series, it would take me 5 minutes to make a coffee. Now it takes me fucking 40 minutes to make a coffee. So I'm going to try and make this coffee segment like half hour, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know. I'm probably just going to go with the flow, actually. I'm probably not going to dedicate a specific time to it, but I do also want to share the rest of my day. I don't want to make these videos like 3 hours or like wherever, unless that's something you guys want. Like, if you don't care about the videos being like extremely long, then great. Because I feel like these are the type of videos you just put on in the background anyway, like, and you just listen to. And then, like, obviously, you, like, realistically, if I could tell my younger self how to watch these videos, like, I would genuinely watch them once. The first time I would watch them, I'd like put it on the background and I would like play it and see if there's anything that piques my interest throughout the entire video. And then the stuff that does pique my interest, I would timestamp in my notes, and then I would go back and watch the video a second time and then actually take notes, because that's actually the best way. A lot of people watch podcasts, and there's a ton of valuable podcasts online for free. But honestly, the best way to watch podcasts is actually to take notes throughout the entire podcast. Like, I've learned some really interesting things, and some really interesting things have stuck with me from podcasts because I've taken notes. But a lot of people just put it on in the background and think because of that they're making progress. But like, you're retaining probably like less than 5% of the information when you do that. So like, if you really want to get the most benefit out of these episodes, that I would honestly take notes. Like, really take notes. Like, pause right, like get word for word almost, like what I say when it, not obviously in all parts, don't get me wrong, but if I'm like dropping some advice and dropping some like game, I would generally take notes, and I would start your own little life notes section where any information you find valuable, any new belief you acquire, any new ideas you acquire, you write in those life notes, and it can be something that you look over all the time to reaffirm those beliefs and to give value to yourself and to share with others, right? Because I think the world will be run by synthesizers, right? And so right now we're in a world where we're drowning in information while starving for wisdom. And so I think therefore the world will be run by synthesizers, which are people that learn a bunch of stuff, consume a bunch of stuff, take notes of that, the stuff they consume, live that way, and then share those insights that prove right to them. So it's not like sharing stuff that you just heard on a podcast that now is your belief. It's like you actually have to live true to yourself that way and like prove that that belief is right for you. So like I won't share anything that hasn't worked for me, that I haven't 100% thought to be true. Like if I watch a podcast and I think, oh, that's interesting, like I'm not, unless I like know that that's true for me and it resonates, I'm not going to go share that information. But I think the world will be run by synthesizers because as humans we are all unique and we all have our unique experiences, and every single person in the world can learn something from someone. I truly believe that I could learn anything from anyone. It doesn't matter if they're the janitor in a high school. There's something that he has, that he's taught, a belief, an idea that would provide value to me in my life. And so I think the world will therefore be run by synthesizers, which are people who just learn a bunch of stuff, have a bunch of lessons, and then they condense those lessons down so people don't have to make those same mistakes and people can learn synthesized, right? Like, let's just say, you know, I've like, it's those things that like, I spent 50 hours doing this so you don't have to. And then I give you 50 hours of my knowledge of what I've learned in those 50 hours I put in, and I give it to you in a 20-minute segment of a video, right? That's what a synthesizer is, right? Like this is what I'm doing now, right? I've got 5 years, I've been on this journey for 5 years, almost 6, and I've experienced a ton of stuff, I've learned a ton of stuff. So now I'm synthesizing all that knowledge that's taken 5-6 years to acquire, and I'm giving it to you guys in 40, 50-minute videos, right? So that's what I think the world will be run by synthesizers because, again, everyone should start synthesizing their knowledge. It doesn't matter where you're at. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can be a football player. You can be a school teacher. You can be, it doesn't matter. You can be a mechanic. You can be a plumber. You can be an engineer. You can be working as a carpenter. You can be a cleaner, a maid. It doesn't matter. If you just start synthesizing your knowledge, your beliefs, your ideas, someone will be able to learn something from that, and therefore you will be providing value and service to society at the large, right? So I think the world's going to be run by synthesizers, which is why I'm sharing my experience and knowledge, not only for my 8-year-old self, not only for my younger selves and the younger versions of me, but for everyone watching this video and for you guys, right? But that is a good coffee, and that's a quadruple. I only started having quadruples a week ago, maybe, when I made this. I think when I made one of the first episodes of this, I was being a mad scientist and experimenting. And now I'm a big fan of the quadruple light because usually I have 2 coffees. But I only had 1 coffee yesterday, and it was the first coffee I had, which is the quadruple. So I don't know. I'm averaging between 4 to 6 espresso shots a day. 4 to 6 espresso. Yeah, 4 to 6 espresso shots a day, I think, is like good for me. Any more, and I don't see any external benefit. And I would probably say, in fact, there's probably like there's probably more cons to having more than 6. But I would say anything less than 2, I also don't see the benefit. So I need that range of like, I would say like 4 to 6 realistically, but I can operate on like 2 to 3 pretty well as well. But recently I've been having 4 to 6. But for the longest time I used to just have 1. Like just 1. Maybe my addiction's getting out of fucking hand. I just sound like an addict. I used to only have 1 Budweiser in the night, and I only have 6 now, but you know, I'm not addicted. I just like the taste. It doesn't even affect me. So yeah, maybe that's my coffee addiction. But the coffee I drink, the quality of it is really good. So yeah, let's do some raw milk. I don't think this has gone off. Let me check. Oh, you know it's good for you, right? In today's age, because of the fucking, when it says, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, it says health warning. This organic milk has not been heat treated, meaning it's not been pasteurized, and therefore may contain organisms harmful to health. What I should say is, amazing for health. This organic milk has not been heat treated, and therefore may contain extremely beneficial organisms and bacteria that will be amazing to your health. That's what I should say. That's what I should say. Amazing for your gut microbiome. But no, dangerous. Like, it's fucking crazy what the government do. I don't even know if this has gone off. What's the date on it? I feel like it's gone off, I can't lie. Oh no, it's fine. The 11th. It's completely fine. Roll milk, baby. Straight from the teat. Well, back on the trusty old Segway, although I wouldn't call it a trusty old Segway, to be honest. Let me it's balanced. Now, this is where it gets fucking risky. Because this Segway is not the best, I can't lie. I think I might buy a better one. This was like 150 quid. So I think I might have to spend more money and get a better one because it doesn't even last that long battery-wise. And it fucking throws me off every now and again. It starts beeping, so. Coffee on a Segway. Am I the first person to have a coffee on a Segway? I doubt it. These things have been out for years. I don't know, though. Nah, it would be naive of me to think I'm the first person to enjoy a coffee on a Segway, let's be honest. Maybe I'm the first person to take a Zoom call on a Segway. No idea. Again, probably not. But I feel like they're more kids toys, so I don't have kids toys. I don't know if kids are taking Zoom calls on Segways. I feel like someone's probably still done it for content. It's quite funny. Life and business is like the changing seasons. You can't change the seasons, but you can change yourself. That's a good little note right there. Life doesn't get better by chance, but by change. See, it's not what happens that determines the quality or the quantity of your life. What happens to everybody, no different. The sun went down on all of us last night, a common event, a happening. And the same things can happen to two people. One gets rich and one gets poor. And why is that? Well, because it's not what happens, it's what you do. Which goes back to the story of the two men, right? Two men wake up one morning, there's a rainstorm on. One looks out of his window and sees the rainstorm and he says, wow, we're a storm. With weather like this, they can't expect me to go out and make sales. So he stays home. The same morning, the other guy looks out of his window and sees the same storm and says, wow, we're a storm. But he says, you know what? With weather like this, what a great day to go out and make sales. Most everybody will probably be home, especially the salesman. So see, that's the difference in how your life works out. It's not what happens, it's what you do. Get me? So again, here's the key question you should be asking yourself. And I'm going to reiterate this point. I wanted to mention this twice because this is so fucking important. So if you missed it the first time, take it in. Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that will make a change in your life direction? What are you going to do starting tomorrow that will make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that will make a difference, then guess what? It's going to be the same. And see, now, that way, you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Just look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are going to be like the last 5, unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little. Or change something. Or change nothing. The decision's yours, right? The choice is yours. You can do wherever you want. but it's nice to know that any day you decide, you can change your whole life. What can you do tomorrow that will change your life? That's the question, right? What can you do tomorrow that will change your life? Which is a good question. And my personal advice would be that this year, 2024, you reach down inside of you and come up with some more of that remarkable human gifts, because they are waiting to be utilized. And then change anything for you want to change. And I challenge you to do that, because you can change. If you don't like how it is for you, change it. If you don't like how it is for you, change it. If it doesn't suit you, change it. If it doesn't fulfill you, change it. If there isn't enough, change it. And I challenge you to do that, because you can change. See, you don't ever have to be the same again after listening to this. Only by choice. If you don't like your present address, change it. You're not a fucking tree. I wanted to reiterate that point one more time, because it's so important, and it's so, so important, and I really wish I'd heard it. So if you didn't listen to it the first time and take it in, I know you're going to get value by listening to it the second time, which is why I wanted to repeat myself. Because now there's more chance that you've actually taken that information in. I just think it's a good way to learn when you repeat something. I do it in a lot of my mentorship calls. I'll make a point and I'll repeat the point again and say it slightly different, or maybe I'll tell a story around it so people really take it in. That's like how I learn, I think, is repeating it. Like, this is why I play stuff back a lot. Maybe it's just me that learns like that. And so maybe it doesn't provide any value to it. And you're like, fuck, this guy's just repeated the same shit twice. Why the fuck do I need to hear it twice? But like, when I use stuff twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, that's when it starts to really sink in, especially if you take notes as well. Like, really write that down and put it in your notes. Like, really, it's so key. Coffee done. Yeah, let's go get changed. Bunch of perverts wanted to come and get changed with me. You stay down here. Peace out. Ooh, I'm changed. Let's go. So we're back zooming around the house on a Segway. Need to go grab my phone quickly. And then, we're going to sit down and do some work before the grandparents get here. I've got to make training for Saturdays right now, and I've got to plan some stuff for my mentorship call today at 6 p.m. Got 2 new guys joined the mentorship today as well, so yeah, I just want to start her off with a nice bang. And window's still smashed. We have got someone we've paid to get it fixed, but they said it might take like a week or so to get the glass, which is fucking annoying, but it is what it is. So the room is just like a shit tip at the moment. We're still in the process of getting sofas. We did order some, and they came back, and they were shit. So we didn't even bother using them. So like, we actually need to go and look at sofas, I think, like in person, and figure out, because we bought them and they weren't like terrible, but they were just small. And this room is so big, like, you can't tell on camera, but it's so fucking big. Like, my sign looks so small in this room, but in person, like, Dean came down yesterday and was like, bro, that sign's massive, it looks tiny on camera. And like, it's so difficult to fill this room. Oh, I sound like a twat. Rich people problems. Oh, I gotta fill my living room. Oh, I know there's bigger problems to have, but literally, we bought beanbags because we couldn't find sofas for ages, so we bought beanbags just for the meantime. We've literally not used them apart from that night before the New Year where we played Mario Kart. And yeah, we need to go and actually see sofas. Why the fuck's my Segway beeping again? But yeah, we need to actually go and see sofas. This is super fucking annoying now. And I think then we can finally make a decision. I think we're going to get rid of the carpet as well, just because it didn't fit my expectations. doesn't match the furniture and the theme we got going on. So we've had to, it looks like a shit tip right now because we've had to move the desks here, which is not optimal because it was on the back wall. They was right there, but obviously the window's shattered. And so like if it does shatter all the way, we don't want our fucking equipment to just get fucking destroyed by glass, which is also why there's a ton of like cardboard flat pack boxes by the window, just in case it does shatter. At least it's not going to ruin the wooden floor. So it's just annoying because this is like a nice environment and it's just kind of like messy right now. But yeah, main thing we need to get is sofas. Once we've got sofas, the place is going to be looking way better. But again, like there's no way for us to even put sofas at the moment because one of the sofas will probably go here and we've had to move our desk here. So until the window gets fixed, this living room is just going to like look like a shit tip. Yeah, let's just get some work done. Meow. Time to get some work done. So I am gonna firstly just do the thumbnail for today's video just to get that like done because that's like easy work. Why is this not fucking standing? There we are. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the thumbnail done for today's video, but firstly let's just check on the YouTube because I changed the thumbnail on one of my videos and it started getting pushed, which was kind of interesting. Yeah, it's getting pushed a lot, which is really interesting. It's at 1,000 views. That's very interesting. I think it's because, so originally, this is what I mean by like I'm learning a lot and testing. So like originally I just had each episode just titled No Filter Episode 1 and I had the most basic ass thumbnail ever. It's just the picture that I got on my Instagram of me by my new house. And I was like, I'm just going to keep that. And then I was like, let me just experiment with titles. Because I was looking at like Gary Vee, right? Because he's like infamous for doing series like Trash Talk, stuff like that. And I was like, how did Gary Vee title his Trash Talk? Did he literally just put Trash Talk Episode 1 like I'm doing with No Filter Episode 1? And I looked at it, he actually made good titles and thumbnails. I was like, let me try and like steal this and put my own twist on it. So then I started naming the videos like kind of like based on the stuff I did or just general stuff to get people to click, right? So like, for example, the video that started getting pushed, it was my lowest viewed video of the series, which was No Filter Episode 3. It only had 100 views. And then the title and thumbnail was literally just a thumbnail, no text, basic, shitty thumbnail, just a picture like from my camera roll. And the title was literally No Filter Episode 3. So I changed the title to me actually in this hoodie going, and then it said OnlyFans Millionaire above my head. And then the title I changed to OnlyFans, the platform that made me a millionaire, dash No Filter Episode 3. Because that's what Gary Vee does. So like all of them now, I've like found my format of like thumbnails and titles. So like for example now, then I went back and changed all of the thumbnails and titles for every video. And they started getting pushed more. But this one got pushed really hard, the OnlyFans, the platform that made me a millionaire. And it literally jumped. It was on like 150 views, 100 views, and it literally jumped from 150 views to 1,000 views in like 6 hours, which was very interesting. So that just shows like if you change the thumbnail and title, your video can really have a resurgence. And even the video I changed all my thumbnails and titles, but even the how to start OFM, how to start an OnlyFans agency, I changed the thumbnail to how to start OFM in 2024 for beginners, and I changed the thumbnail as well. And that went from 34,000 views to 37,000 views. So it's quite interesting what can happen if you change the thumbnail and the title. Because yeah, it's something that Mr. Beast does. They always have like loads of thumbnails. Like they always have like 2 final thumbnails, I think, or 3 final thumbnails that they test. And when they post it, if their video doesn't get as much views based on their analytics, within the first like hour or couple of hours that they're not used to, they'll change and swap out the thumbnail and see if it does anything. And a lot of the times it does. So yeah, YouTube like researches the video. But to be fair, I think episode 3 was one of the best episodes because the start was quite controversial where I talk about food and diet. And so I think that's also a factor. But it's quite interesting because obviously I'm not expecting these videos to do insanely well. Like I'm just posting my life. Like, you know, it's not they're not exactly like viral format videos, right? It's not like cut, like, you know, it's not like very engaging edits and motion graphics. It's very just raw and uncut. So I'm not expecting it to just like pop off and go insanely well. It's just something that could just gradually grow over time. And when I mix it in with videos that are more tailored to short attention spans, motion graphics, viral, music, info slash edutainment, like education slash entertainment, when those videos start to pop off, people will come to this series and start to watch it, because I think these series are super valuable. Like, I get to speak to you, you get to see what it's like living as me. Why do I look fucking fat the way I'm sat? What the fuck? Oh, that angle is not doing me any favors. But yeah, I don't know where I was even going with that, but yeah, I'm just gonna try and like figure out what the thumbnails are. Rock on, dude. Nothing better than listening to some rock while designing thumbnails. Thumbnails are done. Now we just need to split test the colors. Obviously, color theory, red's gonna create more urgency. This is gonna create more like of a happiness feeling. This is gonna create more trust. And this is gonna be like the money color. So yeah, probably split test. I'm starting with red, but the thumbnails are done. And there's nothing better than to add it to rock music, especially Steel Panther. So yeah, rock on. So I haven't played guitar in about a year and a half. And before that, I also had like a 3-year break. So I really haven't played this thing properly. My strings are super rusted. It's just gonna be tough on the fingers that are not toughened up to it. Slide is gonna be difficult, bends are gonna be difficult. Not ideal. I need to have some maintenance done on my guitars. So I've just messaged my guy. So hopefully next time I play, it'll be a lot easier. Alright, we'll just chuck a backing track on and freestyle. Just because I haven't played in ages, so I just need to like get used to it again. My name's Dylan Bees, and this is my audition for X Factor. Only I don't wanna know who's sucking my dick today. I'm going to the glory hole, gonna spend my weekly pay. See leisure grow. hole. I'm gonna blow my load at the glory hole. 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 Thanks. I can sing another song if you want.
Mama's in the parking lot looking for you. She's gonna find you when I'm done, all covered in goo. Ooh, Mama's little girl got all sticky. Hair on your nipples, sits on your box. Oh, come on, pretty baby, suck my balls all night. Oh, make a star, you motherfucker. Yeah, all around the world, there's 100 million stupid girls just like you, just begging for nuts to chew. Oh, come on, pretty baby, suck my balls all night. So come on, pretty baby, suck my balls all night. Suck it, bitch.
So I gotta go prepare for tonight's mentorship call at 6 p.m. So what I'm gonna do is I will put parts of the mentoring call. So there'll be a ton of like OnlyFans management based source. So I'm gonna put that in tomorrow's video just because it's at 6 p.m. So by the time it finishes, it's gonna be about 7:30, which means I'm not gonna be able to add that to this video and edit it and upload it in time. And obviously I'm doing daily uploads, so I need to be like quite fast. So I'm gonna put the mentorship call in tomorrow's video. So if you want to see, some more business advice, scaling, anything OnlyFans management related, then I'll put parts of the call in tomorrow's video as like a little bonus at the end or something like that. So yeah, just come back for tomorrow's video and you'll be able to see and get some value from that. But other than that, I'm gonna end the day for today. And so yeah, hope you found some value, hope you're entertained, and I'll see you at the top. Peace.